In this video, I'm going to show you how to record MIDI from Notion 5 to Digital Performer 8, and then how to record MIDI from Digital Performer 8 to Notion 5. The first thing you want to do is check Notion Preferences and make sure that your MIDI is configured. You need 2 virtual MIDI cables for this purpose. On the Mac, you can set up virtual MIDI cables via Audio MIDI Setup. That's an application that comes with Mac OS X. I'm running Mac OS X 10.10.1 Yosemite. For the MIDI import, I have a virtual MIDI cable that's IEC driver, IEC bus 1. For MIDI output, I have another one that's set to IEC driver, IEC bus 2, and I use that for both ports A and port B. It's important that these be different virtual MIDI cables. These two are the same, but this one is different. That's important because it's not such a good idea to try and read and write to the same external MIDI staff, and in fact, you can't do that. In Notion Setup, the way you create the external MIDI saves is you go down here to the lower right corner. There's a button, External MIDI. You click on that. It gives you 4 ports, MIDI, port A, B, and C. You click on one, and then you set a channel, and that's going to create an external MIDI staff assigned to that channel. So that's how you do that. I've already done it, so we don't need to do that. You can see that I have music notation already on this external MIDI staff. That's MIDI port B, channel 7. It has some music in it, and we're going to send that MIDI over to Digital Performer 8. Now, in Digital Performer, the first thing we need to do is we need to create an instrument track. And so the way you do that is you click on Project, Add Track, and you want to add an Instruments with Options. That's the way you want to do it because that automatically pairs the instrument with the MIDI track. That brings up this little dialog. We want to assign an instrument. I'm going to pick the Fab Filter Twin 2. And you can see I've got this option set, and it says MIDI tracks for each instrument, and it's got 1 MIDI track. And so I'm going to say OK, and it takes a second over here. It's doing some computing, and it's bringing up Fab Filter Twin 2. I'm going to assign an instrument here. It's a lead instrument. It's Techno. It's called Dripped 0. And that's an interesting one. And so we've got that set up. You can see right here, this is the instrument. It's Twin 2. This is the MIDI track that's associated with Fab Filter Twin 2. We're going to set its input to IEC driver, IEC bus 2, and we're going to get that from channel 7. Its output is set to the Fab Filter Twin 2 instrument. And so that's all set up. We also need to add an audio track. So we're going to add a stereo audio track. And we're going to go here and we're going to change the output for the Fab Filter to a new bus pair. We're going to call that bus 7-8. And so the input from this new audio track is, the input's going to be bus 7-8, and its output is the master stereo output. And so now we're all set up, and I'm going to click record, and input monitoring, and I think we're good to go. Now, Digital Performer 8 has a ReWire bug. It does not like to be rewound to the first beat of the first measure. If you do that, Digital Performer 8 will crash. So what I do is I just stick some empty measures at the front of the Notions file, and I just don't use this rewind button. I use a marker instead. Okay, and so we'll record now. Also, it's good to know that, let's see, I've got a Reason working, and it has a song by the Techno Squirrels. It was a demo song for Reason, I think 6 or 6.5, and it's called Faster. I like it, and I use it for experimenting. Digital Performer 8 is the ReWire host controller, and both Notion 5 and Reason 7.1 are ReWire slaves. And so this is pretty complicated, but it works. So what we want to do now is we want to record, and we're going to record the MIDI sent from Notion, and we're going to record the audio generated by the FabFilter Twin 2 Droid 0 synthesizer. So here we go. Yeah, this is what we're recording. Yeah, and so that was great. And let's see the way it looks. Down here, here's the audio that we just recorded. Here's the MIDI that we just recorded. And let's see, you can even see it as music notation. That's actually for 4 different instruments, but so on. And we'll get back over the mixing board. Yeah. Now I've already done this for 3 other instruments, and so rather than play the whole song and do it that way, what I'm going to do is we're going to record one that's already up there, and we're going to record it right here onto this MIDI Port B channel 8, because we haven't used that one. So first I'm going to rewind to using the marker to the 10th measure, first beat, and I just play a bar of it to just automatically move this back to the right place. And I go in Digital Performer 8, and let's see, I'm going to use I use a MIDI for this one, and so that's its input, this is its output, and I'm going to just switch its output to IAC driver, IAC bus 1, and doesn't really matter which one. I'll make it channel 1. Take these off of record, and I just leave that one off also, and take that off the solo. We're going to do one more thing before we start recording. We're going to back it up just a little bit to give everything some time to get started. Okay, and we switch down here to Notion. We play here a little bit, stop it. We're on the right track, MIDI B, Port B, channel 8. So I want to click on start recording. I want to change this chord looseness to 3. Okay. Okay. Everything's converted, and it looks pretty good. Going from MIDI to music notation is not exact, so it's as much art as it is science, but this looks pretty good. Yeah, so that's how it works, and this is how it sounds. And that's all there is to it. Thanks.